Coming to you from the Homa Bay County Tallying Center, where the collation of results from the different sub-counties is taking place. And this particular center came to life only about 8 hours ago, and it has been almost a dead center the last over 48 hours as residents of Homa Bay wait with abated breath to know who is going to become their next county boss. The wait has been an anxious moment for the residents of this county. We've seen celebrations in town without exactly knowing who was being celebrated, but of course the battle is between former Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero and outgoing woman representative Gladys Wanga, who has been here over 3 times since yesterday, and even right now as we speak, she has just stepped out. Inside this center, we already have the county senator candidate, who is Moses Otieno Kajwang, who is also inside the hall. The running mate for Miss Gladys Wanga, Mr. Magwanga, is also in here. And earlier on we had seen the woman representative aspirant who was also here. At some point they have stepped out as the county returning officer and other members of the IEBC do a tally of one of the sub-counties that are happening. To just give you some of the details of what we've been able to gather the last 8 hours is that 5 out of the 8 sub-counties have already been collated, and their results have been made formal, rather formalized. These are the official results from Mviwa constituency, Suba North constituency, Kasipul constituency, Homa Bay Town constituency, and Karachuonyo constituency. Those are the 5 constituencies whose results have already been collated here at the County Tallying Center and been announced as the official results by the county returning officer, Mr. Frederick Apopa. The battle now is going to be in Kabondo, Kasipul, Rangwe constituency, and Suba South. And now, because we are already talking about numbers, it will be important at this particular minute I give you a brief of the numbers that have already been made formal from this particular center, where we see that from the 5 constituencies whose vote has already been tallied here, we see that Ms. Gladys Wanga is leading the contest with 167,900 votes against Evans Kidero's 106,784, and Rabudi Mark of UDA garnering 746 votes. I'll just take that again, that out of the 5 constituencies that have been tallied, Ms. Gladys Wanga is leading with 167,900 votes against Evans Kidero's 106,784 votes. Rabudi Mark of UDA has garnered so far out of the 5 sub-counties 746 votes that have been cast, tabulated, and formalized in this particular center. It's important now to realize that, as we've been saying throughout, the battleground here is between Gladys Wanga, the outgoing woman representative, and former Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero. The race has been a nail-biter. It hasn't stopped yet, given that the difference between Wanga's lead and Kidero is 61,116 votes. That is the difference between the two of them. You will therefore realize that the remaining 3 counties, we see that they have a total of 173,634 registered voters. Now, assuming that all these voters came out and voted, that is where the real battleground is, in the constituency of Kabondo Kasipul, Rangwe constituency, and Suba South constituency. It is now a race to see who is going to emerge victorious in the total tally of the 3 constituencies that have a total registered voter base of 173,634. We are waiting to see, in a slow process that began just under 9 hours ago, we are waiting to see, will Gladys Wanga maintain her lead and emerge the winner of this gubernatorial race, or is Dr. Kidero going to surprise the people in this hall and the electorate by garnering a sizable number of the slightly over 173,000 votes to come up against Wanga's lead and emerge victorious? It's also important for us to mention at this hour again that we understand that Dr. Kidero has called for a media briefing tomorrow at about 1 p.m. We are yet to know the details of that press conference, but once all these results have been tallied and we have a clear winner from this race, then we will be able to make a guess of what Mr. Kidero will be saying. He will either, 2 things, he will either be conceding defeat to Wanga, or he will be congratulating the voters of Homa Bay for having voted him in should he emerge victorious from that final vote. It will be important to also remember that Homa Bay County is a very crucial county in the voting patterns of this region. Homa Bay County is being watched closely, not just because of the race that is, but also because of the consequence of that particular vote. An ODM-dominated region that has voted in 8 members of parliament on an ODM ticket in the last 48 hours has been threatened by an independent candidate who ODM sees as a clear threat. Mr. Kidero has been trying to sway a protest vote in his favor against Wanga's direct nomination by that party. We've seen Wanga clearly putting up a fight, trying to be the first woman governor of this region. That is the contest. But the context is much more clearer and much more confusing than one would want to imagine. We have seen that in both cases, these 2 candidates have declared themselves as victorious on their social media platforms. We've seen Gladys Wanga congratulate her voters or supporters. We've seen Kidero do the same. The 2 leaders have, in interviews that we've done with them, told the media that they will accept results only if the process remains free, fair, and credible. They can only define what that is. In the next couple of hours, we will be coming to you, posting a clearer report of what really is happening in Homa Bay County. Outside this tallying center at the Tom Mboya University, a contingent of police officers, mainly from the General Service Unit, has been deployed, basically looking at a scenario where maybe some of the voters may be out celebrating and police have to offer security to people, to those who will be there. Or should chaos emerge, then there's a lot of patrol going on outside here. Moments ago, there were a group of youths still sounding vuvuzelas and blowing whistles. It's an anxious moment for the people of this county. Remember, the vote in Homa Bay is less about issues than a gigantic and titanic battle, a contest of personalities. Once we post later on, when the 3 other constituencies come in, then we get to see a clearer picture of what really this race contains ahead for a county that has 551,000 voters who are making it up to the national tally, even as the country awaits its 5th president to be announced.